The cozy Nintendo Switch game I've been most looking forward to in 2023 has to be Fae Farm, and not least because we were expecting it to come out in spring, only for it to be announced to be released much later into 2023. What's more, there have only been 2 trailers, only a couple of Instagram posts, and even after signing up for the newsletter, I really wasn't finding out any information. And then I checked Twitter. Now, I don't have Twitter, so it was a total fluke that I found out Holly, an NPC from Fae Farm, has been tweeting about the game since September last year. And she has been tweeting a lot, so while I have no insider knowledge, I have put my conspiracy theorist hat on, scoured through everything on Twitter that I could find out about Fae Farm to bring you this list of 17 reasons why I am so excited about Fae Farm. A brief what is Fae Farm in case you're not as obsessed as me. Fae Farm is a cozy farming RPG based in the magical world of Azoria. Like many farm games, you have a homestead where you can grow crops and make various things to sell. You can mine, fish, and gather items across the land, but you don't have to do it alone. Fae Farm is excitingly a multiplayer RPG. Now, I believe this is optional, but you can play with up to 3 of your friends at a time, farming, foraging, and taking on the mines together. The other exciting thing about this game is of course the Fae side of things, and I'm really excited to get into how magic plays a role throughout the farming life sim. As a huge Wildflowers fan, I already love farming games with charming characters and twists of magic, so I cannot wait for Fae Farm to bring all of this plus action, customization, and co-op, and now we are going to go into more detail with 16 reasons why we should get really excited about Fae Farm. The first reason we should be getting excited is customization. I had to put this first as the options in this game are incredible. There are heaps of options for headwear, hairstyles, body types, skin, markings, and of course, as Fae Farm are welcoming to all, you can select your pronouns. It seems like wings are not part of the initial selection process. Instead, this clip shows that you can have multiple pairs of wings in your inventory, which I think means we're able to find these throughout our journeys while playing. The second thing to get excited about is Fae farming. While we get to see if sprinklers are going to be part of the game, there is definitely a Fae way of watering multiple crops at once. This clip shows a character seeming to charge up their magic in order to water multiple crops at once, and you can even see that this ability seems to be one you can upgrade, as at first a frame shows that a 3x3 grid will be watered and then a 6x6 grid will be watered. I love when games have mechanics like this that speed things up and reward you for making more progress in the game. It is definitely something that keeps me hooked. The third thing to get excited about in Fae Farm are the upgradable tools. This clip shows a player struggling to chop down trees with a basic axe, then visiting a forge where they're able to get the tool upgraded. Not only does the new axe chop through thicker trees with ease, it would magically spin and chop down 2 more trees a short distance away. As well as tools, it also looks like there is a magical staff needed to get to certain areas, and you'll have to complete certain tasks in order to get it. I love a good fetch quest, and I have a feeling this one will be pretty early on, as there is a lot more of this staff seen throughout the clips. A fourth thing to get excited about in Fae Farm is restoring your health and other things through food. Tasks like mining and chopping down trees take a lot of energy, but you will be able to use the food you grow on your farm to refuel. Not only this, it looks like you'll be able to chop and add ingredients together to make more hearty meals that probably have other bonuses attached to them as well, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of these meals have certain buffs or boosts attached to them which make them very good in specific situations throughout the game. The fifth thing to get excited about is animals. Of course, Fae Farm is going to have farm animals and just animals throughout Azoria. But looking at the trailers, there isn't too much they're giving away, and this is something that I had to really scour through to get a little bit more information. From the trailers, it looks like chickens, or chickus as they are known here, seem to be the only confirmed farm animal. But we also see butterflies and frogs in the wild, and from a few images, we can see more animals in the mix as well. In the second trailer image, we're introduced to pelicans and the cutest little sheep I've ever seen, and these are actually called woolly horn. Holly's tweet reads, "Folks say woolly horn have tails folded into their fluff. Perhaps if you give one a pat, you too can spin a yarn." This, plus a ball of yarn emoji, definitely hints that these animals will be part of our farm and that we can gather wool from them. Later on in a video and in a drawing, we can see what looks like a chicku chick, which is so adorable. And what's more, in the background of the drawing, there is a blue animal with long ears like a rabbit. I can only imagine there will be some more animals to add to our farm with more magical and colourful twists like these, likely cows and pigs, but we will have to see. This image of a woolly horn also shows a windmill, meaning it's pretty likely our farm can expand to be much larger than the trailer shows, and that we'll be able to unlock and add some farm buildings. The sixth thing to get excited about in Fae Farm is multiplayer. Now, it isn't a surprise that multiplayer is part of Fae Farm, I already mentioned this, but this part of the trailer really got my attention. Midway through, the trailer shows a ship arriving with 3 people that seem to me to be 3 playable characters arriving to the area. This is purely my theory, but it seems to me that while up to 4 people can play at once, there will be 1 person that hosts the farm and 3 more people can be invited to join. I like this as it likely means you can have multiple save files, so you might be able to have a solo farmstead alongside a group farmstead, or it might be that you can have multiplayer farms and even on your solo farms friends can visit and join in for a while. Next in the trailer we also see all 4 characters on the beach fishing, digging and collecting shells until one suddenly jumps onto a huge mushroom and off screen. This likely means characters don't all need to be in the exact same area at once, or at least not so close together. I, for one, am very interested to see how 4-player goes on the Nintendo Switch, a system that is very well known to not be quite as powerful as some others, but I am feeling pretty optimistic because Fae Farm is a Nintendo Switch exclusive, so everything can be optimized with that in mind. The 7th thing to get excited about are the magical areas, and it looks like there is going to be so many places to explore. It seems like these are going to be places with enchanted enemies and items you'll need to gather. So far, we can see enchanted woodlands, floating islands in the sky, areas surrounded by lava, and even snowy mountains. In these areas, our characters are also always shown with wings that look different to the wings we can customize with, which makes me think there's an option to appear without wings in the main area we live in, but in these magical areas they will always show. The 8th thing to get excited about are monsters in the mines. I'm not entirely sure if the mines and the magical areas are always the same or whether there are separate mines as well, but mines are definitely confirmed and monsters within them are definitely confirmed. So far the monsters we can see are enchanted statues, musical instruments and a snappy looking treasure chest. Nothing looks super hard, but the action looks to be quite simple and quite fast-paced, which is great to see as some farming games can seem a little slow. They definitely got the pacing right for this, and in this clip we can also see that there are a few different attacks using our staff to hit or to cast spells. It's safe to say there will be a variety of areas to unlock, and it looks like we get to them via a portal that is conveniently close to our homestead. Definitely convenient if, like me, you spend way too much time in the mines and end up rushing home before you collapse every single time. The 9th really exciting thing we know about Fae Farm is the farmstead. The trailer now brings us back to the farmstead, showing lots of characters tending to areas at once and showing us a huge variety of crops already. We can also see a saw and a furnace, and later beehives, a kettle, a cooking fire, and what looks like purple fabric, so perhaps we can even weave our own clothes. We can also see decorative plants and bushes, and different types of paths, so we know there will be lots of ways to customize the farm. Interestingly, we can see that even while it's snowing in Fae Farm, we are able to grow crops. Part of me wonders if this was just for the trailer or if we really can farm in all seasons. There are likely magical solutions to most things, meaning there is no need for a greenhouse, but I won't be surprised if extra buildings like barns or greenhouses are still to come. The 10th thing, and I know we will all be excited about this one, is decorating our houses. I feel like we all love being able to decorate our house, but Fae Farm also loves it when you decorate your house and you actually get rewarded for decorating the house in different ways. In this tweet, Holly says decorating has to be a secret kind of magic. When you gather things that make you smile, your heart gets lighter. In another clip, we can see what she means by this, as when different items are placed, different symbols appear. Something in particular I love about this scene here is the glowing wallpaper. I love that. And this tweet says, "Nothing beats recreating your home to match your inner desires," hinting more at the fact we may be decorating rooms very specifically to get different boosts. In a clip shared in early April, icons that match our characters' energy bars pop up when adding certain items. I believe these are likely to be health, stamina, and magic, so it looks like we'll be able to boost our stats as we like when we need to. The 11th thing to get excited about is upgradable houses. It definitely looks like our houses will be able to be expanded, which means more rooms and bigger rooms. That also means we'll be able to fit more items in each room, which means the boosts we can get will be enhanced as well. We can see from these trailers there are multiple doorways and even an upstairs area, and I'm really excited to get decorating. From a later trailer, it also looks like our house is not only larger, but now on higher ground. Perhaps this means we get to move the house's location, or perhaps it means we get to do a little bit of terraforming. Whatever it is, I love the steps and the little bench and the thatched roof, and basically I'm ready to move in. The 12th thing to get excited about, and maybe this one is just for me, but Fae seem to like tea. Not only was there a poll during November that asked people what their favourite tea was, but a tea brewing station is featured in the trailer. I have a feeling from the poll that honey tea, green tea and milk tea will all be brewable within Fae Farm and likely have different magical bonuses and boosts applied to each. The next ones I have in store for you are all pretty big, and the 13th reason to get excited about Fae Farm is the amazing looking town square. The first trailer introduces us to a bustling town square, and it looks like we are able to sell our own items right in the middle. Since there are 4 tables and Fae Farm lets you have up to 4 players, this could mean there is a table for each of you, or perhaps each table has a separate item for sale. The large pole in the middle has a design that's reminiscent of a maypole, a common feature of many European traditions. Usually a May dance would take place in spring, and the dance celebrated fertility and the good fortune that spring would bring. My town in the UK still celebrates May Day and a May dance. Yes, I was once a May dancer, and you will never see those photos. Since Fae themselves are part of European folklore, I think this is a really nice thing to add into the game, even if it is just for decoration. Around the outside, we can also see various shops selling seeds, food, hats and books, making this a great place to trade, and I really like that it seems we can set up shop right in the middle. The 14th thing to get excited about in Fae Farm is romance. On Valentine's Day, we got our first look at how romance could work in Fae Farm, and I wasn't expecting much from a multiplayer game, but it looks really cool. It looks like as you develop relationships with certain NPCs, you'll be able to take them on dates and actually see the characters go on the dates too. This clip shows a character on a date with someone called Pyria, and it's really cool that there's a bit of text that tells you about the character, and I would really like it if we're able to sort of choose what we say to each of the characters on the dates. I'm really excited to see the different date locations and find out more about each dateable NPC. The 15th thing to get excited about in Fae Farm is festivals, and while there's only been one confirmed so far, it's safe to say if we look at other farming life sim games, there's probably going to be a festival for each season. So far all we know about is Petal Bloom Festival, which from that description looks to me like it's going to be in spring. The tweet asks what kind of flowers we'd like to use in a bouquet, so perhaps in this festival we're going to be growing and collecting flowers to be used in a bouquet, and there might be some sort of judging attached to that. That is my best guess. I'd love to know what yours might be too. How cute if we could make a little wreath. Ooh, great idea. Now the 16th and last reason I am so excited about Fae Farm is Katie. Fae Farm started out as a passion project from Katie D'Souza. I really hope I pronounced that right, but Katie was so in love and passionate about bringing this game to life that she was ready to leave her position at Phoenix Labs to do so. In fact, she did. She handed in her resignation letter, and on what was meant to be her last day, Phoenix Labs actually asked if she wanted to make the game with them. Katie and 2 others did a whole lot of work on Fae Farm throughout 2021, and she described it as feeling a lot like an indie project where just a couple of people are doing many things and wearing many hats. After that first year, the team became 15 people, and now there are over 30 people working full-time to bring Fae Farm to life. So to Katie, Ian, Jen, and the whole team now working to bring Fae Farm to life, thank you so much for your hard work, and we cannot wait to join you in Azoria soon. And that is everything I know about Fae Farm so far. There seem to be little updates posted pretty much every week over on Twitter, and just this week they started posting more on Instagram, which makes me think we're going to find out a whole lot more really soon. So I recommend going to Twitter and maybe even to Instagram if you want to find out more about Fae Farm. But if you like all your facts in a handy little video, please do like this one and subscribe for more cozy gaming content like this. I will leave something cozy right here for you. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!